Welcome back, and on to some positive and hopeful news coming in from Bhubaneshwar this time, where almost not even a month-old infant who was on ventilator support for 10 days of time fighting against COVID has now recovered and come out of this fight as well. Meanwhile, the doctors are calling Gudiya a miracle.
Barely a month old, this infant beat COVID after being treated on ventilator for 10 days in Bhubaneshwar's Jagannath Hospital.
Born in Raipur, in Chhattisgarh, they belong to Bhubaneshwar, that is in Kalahandi district, which is about more than 500 kilometers from the state capital of Bhubaneswar. So this baby, after being born, they came back to their native place in Bhubaneshwar. Then the family members, including the father, mother, grandfather, and few other members, they developed fever and some symptoms like COVID. And when they tested, it was RT-PCR positive. And the baby also developed fever and feeding difficulties around 15 days of life. Then the father and grandfather got a bit more symptomatic, so they traveled from Bhubaneshwar to here. And when we received the baby was 25 days old, and the baby presented to us with severe respiratory distress and multiple seizures also.
Fondly known as Gudiya, doctors believe her recovery story is nothing short of a miracle.
Baby remained on ventilator for 10 days, got all the medicines, remdesivir, steroids, vasopressors, IV fluids and other supportive treatment, and got out of the ventilator after 10 days of very difficult and stormy course. All our team members have taken care of the baby, and after 10 days the baby came out of the ventilator. Then after a day the baby was started on breastfeeding and got discharged after 20 days of hospitalization.
Though remdesivir is not used for infants, the doctor says it was used as a life-saving measure with parental consent. After a rigorous 18-day battle, Gudiya emerged victorious in the COVID fight. The second wave of COVID-19 in India has seen more infections in children than the last year.
If you compare the last wave and this wave, during the last wave, we had seen babies becoming positive, but they were not symptomatically severe. They were almost like asymptomatic, and they were well. They never presented with any difficulties.
And many experts believe that the possible third wave is likely to affect the children, and many state governments are preparing pediatric ward and neonatal ward for the same. Bureau Report, Republic TV.